Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Cruise News. And in today's episode, Holland America has an Eclipse cruise you can take in 2024. Princess Cruises announces a change to their embarkation procedures. And Norwegian has a ship that breaks free from the pier. All of these stories are in today's episode of Cruise News. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out today's episode of Cruise News. I've got 3 stories to go over today, so without further ado, let's go ahead and just get right on into these stories. All right, in our first news story of the day, Princess Cruises has announced that they are changing how they do their embarkation procedures. I know a lot of cruise lines do this, including Carnival, where it's basically a time-based embarkation. You pick a time period, time frame that you want to show up to the cruise, and that's when your embarkation time is. You show up, you check in, you get on the ship. That way it's staggered, so it's not super busy. Well, Princess has decided that they are going to change that. There is no longer going to be a time frame window that you're going to select. You're actually just going to be put in 3 different piers, or tiers, I should say, 3 different tiers of embarkation. That tier is going to be a green lane, the blue lane, and an accessibility lane. This will start taking effect next month in August of this year, 2023. Like I said, you're going to have the 3 tiers. The difference is the green tier is going to be comprised of anybody that's already finished all of their cruise documents online. They've already submitted everything, and that they've already had the medallion you get to get into your room, that has already been sent to you. All of those people. So if you basically have everything done, you have your medallion, everything is good, you're going to be in the green lane as far as the embarkation. The blue lane is going to be for anybody that either doesn't have all their documents already completed, maybe there's something that hasn't been submitted yet, or all the documents are completed, but you didn't have the medallion sent to your house. You will then be put into the blue lane, and then the accessibility lane is basically exactly how it sounds. Anybody that has any type of accessibility issues, mobility issues, anything like that, where they need assistance, they will be part of the accessibility lane. So that is what they are going to do for their embarkation. They'll have those 3 lanes, green, blue, and the accessibility. So there will no longer be any time-based, like, come between 11:30 and noon, or noon to 12:30. It's not going to be time-based at all anymore. This is for Princess Cruise Line only. Like I said, it's going to start next month in August. So if you're going to be taking a cruise anytime soon on Princess, look out for that. That'll probably be the new embarkation process that you have to go to for your cruise. All right, for any of your astronomy or space fans out there that love space and want to kind of combine that with a cruise, well, apparently there is a solar eclipse that is going to be happening next April the 8th, and Holland America has it where you can kind of combine your cruise with the solar eclipse so you can get the best viewing. That is going to be a special they have going on. They will have 2 ships that are going to be part of this special. It is going to be the Zaandam and the Koningsdam. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Both of those ships are going to be going on what they call a solar eclipse cruise. These cruises are specifically, well, not specifically, but they're going to have the solar eclipse kind of themed in with it. Both of them will actually have astronomers on board, guest astronomers. They'll have lectures, things like that. On the Koningsdam, it will actually be a man named Adam Burgasser, who's the professor at the University of California, San Diego. He's a professor of astronomy and astrophysics. He will be the kind of the guest lead on the Koningsdam when you go on that ship for the eclipse. And then he's, like I said, there's going to be lectures that are going on, stuff about the eclipse, stuff about space, I would assume. And he will basically let everybody know kind of the best viewings, the safety for it, and the best viewing to see the eclipse, because the ships will be kind of in the little sweet spot of getting to see the solar eclipse at the best. Because obviously you have to, depending on where you are in the country, if you're in the right spot, you get a better viewing of it. So he will be there to give information on that. And then on the Zaandam, a gentleman named Jim McParlin will be doing all of the lectures on that one. Kind of the same thing, going over, some of the, space stuff, lectures on it, and then how you can see the eclipse the best and safely. The Zaandam is actually leaving from San Diego on March 30th. This is all 2024. Leaving March 30th, 2024 from San Diego. It's going on a 14-day cruise. And then, like I said, the Eclipse is on the April 8th, so it's kind of part of that. The Koningsdam is actually going to be leaving San Diego on April 5th, and that is going on a 22-day cruise. So the third day in is actually when the Eclipse is going to be, and then there'll be another 19 days of cruising. That also will leave from San Diego. So if you are, you love cruising and then you want to get a really cool view of the Eclipse, you might want to think about checking out both of these. Like I said, they're both Holland, America. The Koningsdam and the Zaandam, hopefully I'm saying those right. Both of them are going to be leaving out of San Diego. Next April is when the Eclipse is, so the Zaandam leaves March 30th. The Koningsdam is going to leave on April 5th. All right, and fresh off the heels of a ship hitting the pier not too long ago, we have another oops moment on a cruise ship. This time nothing hit, but it's more of something started to get away. The Norwegian Prima, which is actually Norwegian's newest ship, apparently was docked in Belgium, Zeebrugge, Belgium. I probably said that wrong. I just know the Belgium part. It was docked in Belgium on the 15th, so just the other day. Apparently they were experiencing some pretty strong winds that day, up to 50-mile-an-hour gusts, and the ship that was tied down to the pier, actually, that got loose. So the ship got all the pier, got loose, the ropes and everything became loose. They actually had the gangways out. Luckily, nobody happened to be walking on them at the time because the ship started to drift away from the pier. The gangways went into the water, and the ship just kind of started to drift away. That's why they tie them up. So luckily, like I said, nobody happened to get hurt. Nobody, I guess, was on the gangways at the time, or they were able to get off of it in time, so there were no injuries or anything. But it did start to drift away. Gangways ended up heading in the water. It actually they had to get 3 tugs to actually come on the flip side of the Prima and push her back into the port. They were able to retie that up, so it doesn't look like any damage to the actual ship. Obviously, probably some damage to the gangway, but no actual damage to the ship. Doesn't look like there was any delay in itinerary or anything like that, but just kind of one of those weird moments. So yeah, like I said, nobody was hurt, and they were able to get the ship back on there and tied back up, so everything went well. Like I said, luckily it didn't happen at a period of time where everybody's trying to get back on the ship. Apparently this was kind of midday, so the majority of people that were getting off had already gotten off, so there wasn't some mad bum rush to get either on or off. So luckily it kind of happened at the right period of time, but definitely kind of a weird scene on the Norwegian's newest ship, the Prima. All right, guys, that is going to do it for today's episode of Cruise News. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please think about hitting that like and subscribe button. I post these cruise news videos every other day, followed by theme park news on the opposite days, on top of vlogging all of our adventures. And make sure you like this video and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about any of these news stories. Does that Eclipse cruise, is that something that you might be interested in doing, or is that something that you're actually going on? Let me know that down in the comments below. And as always, everybody, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.